Hey, so for projects, I've been tasked with teaching you how to do some math. And I probably chose the topic that everyone else in my class chose because it's the topic we just covered, which is factoring. But factoring is like my first love in math, and I am like overjoyed every time I have to solve a polynomial. So I'm doing this. I'm sure it'll be fine. If you don't remember, factoring is basically taking out a GCF or sometimes square roots to bring an equation to its lowest form. When these equations are equal to 0, it's a tiny bit different, it's just a bit more deconstructing. Let's take a look at 2a squared plus 5a minus 7. Yeah, so I recorded an entire video on here, but Streamlabs did not want to acknowledge that Whiteboard was an actual app, so sorry about that. It's on my phone instead. 2a squared plus 5a minus 7 is a relatively easy problem to solve. All you have to do is multiply 7 by 2, which gives you 14. Then you have to find what adds or subtracts to make 5, and also multiplies to make negative 14. In this case, it would be 7 and negative 2. And so we rewrite the problem in this form. And after we factor some numbers out, this is what we're left with. Now, what would happen if we just... Oh my goodness. Yes, I know, this may look very scary, but be not afraid, for this is actually pretty friggin' easy. All you have to do is separate the equations, so I would put a minus 1 here equals 0, and 2a minus, plus 7 equals 0. And now you have two separate equations. In this case, a would be equal to 1. I don't even have to really write down the math for that, that's just mental. This one's a bit more complicated, but the answer would be negative 7 over 2. So now you have two solutions for a. But what does this mean? So basically, these are both the x-intercepts on an actual graph, but I'm not going to cover graphing. That was a different option. Someone else can do that, not me. To really get that in your head, here's a simple equation. Since the answer is basically x plus 5 squared, x would only be equal to negative 5. Because, well, if you equal that to 0, x plus 5 equals 0, x minus 5 minus 5 minus 5, x equals negative 5. Yeah, that's for both of them. Yeah, you're basically about to hear this like 20 times. I think everybody in this class chose factoring, but that's okay because you know what? Sometimes you need that to get hammered into your brain to understand it, even though I'm pretty sure all of you understand factoring, so this is really nothing new. Yeah, hope I was helpful. Bye. Hey, so I didn't know until like the last minute that you had to do it on two different topics and not just one. 2 more minutes. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm not doing graphing, so guess what? I'm gonna do square roots. Cue the, 5-minute long montage of me just looking for the packet so I could look for a reference. So, 72. 72 isn't something you can square root. Or is it? If you multiply 36 by 2, you do get 72. And guess what you can make a square root of? 36. So you could actually take that out of the equation, and then your equation would be 6 to the square root of 2. I don't know how you'd write that. So yeah, that's something. We're gonna do an equation now. I looked up radical equation and I'm horrified. But we're not doing that yet. That's probably like senior year. Anyways. Look how simple this is. So the square root of 24 over the square root of 3. You can actually simplify the square root of 24 to 2 for the square root of 6. Then if you multiply the square root of 3 by the top and the bottom, you get this, which you can then further simplify to this. And then finally, it gives you this. Real quick, I would like to preface this ending by saying I know that I didn't do the word problems. I'm sorry about that. I could not wrap my head around it. I have no idea how word problems work. They just rack my brain and I hate it. I'm okay with getting a few points off, but I feel like I did a good job on this video. I feel like it gave enough. Hope I helped. Bye.